Hi, Rosie. We don't know how to get started in the swinger lifestyle, and we don't know how to ease ourselves into it without jeopardizing our relationship. Do you have any advice for us to help us get started? Hi, everyone. My name is Rosie Kay, and I'm an open relationship coach and swinger lifestyle expert. And over on my blog site, ThisKindaGirl.co.uk, I aim to banish the myth and the misconceptions and educate people as to who swingers really are. And the aforementioned question is one which I was sent recently, and it's one which I've decided to dive into today for you. So, this type of question is very popular, and I receive it very frequently, as you can well imagine. And for a lot of people, getting started is the most scary thing, and it's usually the biggest hurdle that a lot of couples, especially, have to face once they've had that conversation about starting swinging and they've decided it's a journey that they both want to go on. After they've overcome that hurdle, the next biggest hurdle is how do they get involved? And after you've watched this video, you are going to walk away with some practical top tips and real life experience advice, because I'm going to share with you the exact same method that I took when I first started, and this was over 12 years ago. So let's get straight into it. For many couples and single people, because single people can swing as well. So for people who want to get involved in the lifestyle, they usually start by looking online. And this is one of the things which I teach my coaching clients. And I always say to people, have a look online, have a look on one of the swinger dating websites and get established on there. You don't necessarily have to reach out to people and kind of arrange anything and start getting something in motion that way. What you can do is have a look and see what other people are in your area. Are there clubs and events happening? Are there parties? Is there a community where you are, or do you have to branch further afield to perhaps the next nearby, biggest city or something like that? So start having a look and getting a few ideas about who's out there and what they're into and what type of parties and events. So the first step, and the same step which I took, is start having a look online. Now, there are different swinger websites available out there. You may have heard of the word Fab Swinger. You may have heard of SDC. You may have heard of different apps. There is Pineapple app. There's a Swing Hub app. Any of these you can choose. I do have advice on various ones. You may have heard of a website called FetLife. This is another popular one that people use. So get established on whatever site it is you want. I do have an article all about websites to find swingers. I'll put the link in the description for this video below. But again, get established on one of these sites and start having a look as to find out kind of who's in your area. Make a profile. And by all means, start having a look at clubs and parties, maybe reach out to people, or maybe just get a feel for it and see what other people are posting, what other people are talking about. Have a look at online communities, start having a look and seeing what kind of conversations people are having. Are there other people who are also in your area on the same journey? Are there other newbies? Are there established people you can reach out to for help and advice? And have a look. The next thing I want to say is, as you're doing this, exploration, as you're kind of taking these tentative steps, it's really important to ensure that you have some established rules and boundaries. Now, again, when I'm working with my coaching clients, I always get them to take some time to both draw up, if it's a couple, both draw up their own rules and boundaries first, independent of each other, because for some people, they have different comfort levels. They want to experience different things. Some things are, absolutely fine with them. Some things are absolutely not. And we're all different, and although we are in lifestyle together, if we're a couple, we're also on our own journeys as well. And some people, they have different limits and different things they want to get involved in. So the next step is to draw up your rules and boundaries, and have a good think about kind of what you are comfortable with and what you aren't comfortable with, what you would like to experience, what you wouldn't like to experience, what's a step too far. For some people, they're fine with separate room swapping. For some couples, that's a hard limit. It's something they absolutely won't do. Some couples are only wanting to engage in soft swap play. Some couples, they want something a bit more intimate and physical. So there's all different ways in which you can get involved in lifestyle, but start thinking about what you are and aren't okay with. And then from that step, come together, compare notes, compare your lists of your rules and boundaries, and discuss them and see, are you on the same page? Are there differences? Are there things that one partner wants and one partner doesn't want? Or are you, both wanting this exactly the same thing? And compare and work together to make sure that these rules and boundaries encompass both of your wants and needs. So if one person only wants to be involved in, let's say, a same room soft swap play, the other person's happy for something a bit more intense, then again, it's about compromising and discussing what it is you both want to enjoy and working together to make sure that these things they happen, but they happen within your rules and boundaries, if that makes sense. So that's my next top tip. Okay. So first of all, starting having a look online, start branching out, start seeing who else is out there. But secondly, and probably more importantly, establish those rules and boundaries first. The third thing I want to talk about, and the next step that I took after I'd done both of these, was to visit a club. Now, this was quite a while ago. It was when I was living in London, and I, after looking online, after reaching out to some people, after kind of getting a feel for people who are out there in the club scene and what that was like, finding out as much as I could, and then deciding what I did and didn't want to experience and the types of, intimacy I was happy with, I then took that first step and went to a club. But I think what's really important to remember, especially for first-time swingers, especially for people who are just getting started, again, regardless of whether you're a couple or you're a single person, is that you do not have to play with anyone. You do not have to do anything. So that would be one of the most important pieces of advice I can share, is by all means go to a club, go to a party, go to an event, but don't place pressure on yourself to get involved. Go and see what it's like. It could be that you feel very comfortable, you get chatting to people, you feel comfortable getting involved. It could be that you decide that's a step too far. It could be that you go, but you remain within your own couple all night, and you don't branch off and play with people, but you're absolutely fine just staying together, and maybe you enjoy intimacy together, and maybe you do talk to other people, maybe you do take that step. It all depends how you feel on the night, but certainly go, and don't place any expectation on yourselves to get involved. You certainly don't have to remove your clothes. You don't have to kind of get naked. You don't have to play with people. So just go as a curious participant or as a curious observer and see how you feel. So that would be my advice on how to get started and the first steps to take. And always educate yourselves. The more you find out about the lifestyle, the more involved you can be, and the more educated your experience will be. Essentially, the more you find out about it. Not only are there blog sites like my own out there, there's also podcasts, there's also other YouTube channels, there's people on social media who talk about the lifestyle, and there's lots of different people out there who you can learn from. So educate yourselves essentially is one of the most important steps to take as well. If you'd like to find out more about the work that I do, or read my blog articles, read the blog article that I mentioned earlier on the website Divine Swingers, you can find all of those in the description for this video below. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you want to find out more about my work or what I do or my story, then do please come and visit me at ThisKindaGirl.co.uk. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.